Hey friends, in today's video I'm sharing my favorite practical decorations. And these are pieces that are beautiful, useful, and make everyday life easier. I have some fun ideas and so I hope you'll stick around. First up for practical decorations in our home has to be this woven trunk in our sunroom. Now initially I bought this trunk at Home Goods for the foot of our bed at our old house. Then when we moved, I loved it so much in the sunroom as a coffee table that I ended up leaving it here, and I love the texture that it adds and the overall vibe that it brings to this room. Now I store extra blankets in this trunk and it works out really well for us. These are blankets that we love, but they don't necessarily match the decor, and so I like to keep them stored away and then pull them out whenever we need them. But this trunk also serves as another surface to decorate. So it has the storage inside, but I'm able to decorate the top of it like a coffee table and have it look pretty, and also it serves a purpose in our home for storage. So it is a workhorse and it's also very pretty to have in our sunroom. Our next practical decoration is this ottoman in our family room. Now, I would love to have a coffee table here someday, and I am thinking about refinishing one and adding it here to our room. But in the meantime, this ottoman works really well here because it houses so many things that we need, but we don't necessarily want them out in the open. So I use the ottoman like I use the woven trunk. It holds blankets, it holds our foot massager, and our heating pads for when we need them, and especially in the winter time. They come in so handy because these things heat up and they're so relaxing for this cozy season. For this next piece, I thought outside the box for this, and I'm using the bookcase for something other than books. And in this case, I'm using this in our daughter's room to hold all of the items that she uses for her crochet hobby. And it's the best of both worlds because it's visible so she can see what she has, but it's also organized and neat, keeping us both happy. The next practical decoration is this pine cabinet. And I do have to say, this is probably one of my favorite DIYs that I've ever done to date. And I actually have a video showing you how I did this, how it looked before, and what I did to get it to look like this. But I absolutely love it here in this room. And it houses table runners, plates, board games, and arts and crafts. So I love to have it here because it really plays along well with the jute rug and the stripes in this room, but it also houses so many things and keeps us organized. And speaking of plates, plates are one of my favorite examples of practical decorations because they're pieces that we already own, we use every day, and they can be styled in so many different ways throughout our home. I like starting in the kitchen where plates are meant to be used. And adding them to a basket like this makes it easy to bring out treats when we're hosting or if we're just snacking every day. But it also keeps everyday dishes feeling intentional and pretty instead of hidden away in cabinets. Setting the table with plates you love instantly makes even an ordinary meal feel more thoughtful. It doesn't have to be fancy. Just using what you already have, layered in a simple way, can make the everyday feel special. But plates don't have to stay in the kitchen. One of the easiest ways to use plates as practical decorations is by hanging them on the wall. They add texture, pattern, and character, and they're items you can move, swap, or rearrange over time as your home evolves. I also love using plates in small functional moments, like placing one on a coffee table or side table to hold coasters, or in an entryway to hold mail, keys, or loose change. For me, practical decorations are about choosing pieces that earn their place in your home. Plates do exactly that. They're useful, versatile, and timeless, and they move easily from function to decor without feeling forced. It keeps things contained but still feels decorative and collected. These accordion wall hooks are also practical decor and are useful for hanging scarves or light jackets, but also for hanging a basket or a beautiful wreath for the season. My next practical decoration would have to be baskets, and I love to check the thrift store for baskets. They are always so plentiful and very inexpensive. And if you find a basket that you don't like the color but you love the shape, you can always paint it to be your own and match your own decor. Like I did with this one, and I added some beautiful dried hydrangeas in it, and it's one of my favorite baskets. While a lot of my baskets are DIY'd and hold a lot of my dried hydrangeas, I also use them for practical situations, which are to hold blankets on a console table or under a bench, holding different supplies that I need from day to day and I need to keep them handy. I love to add baskets under benches and in laundry rooms holding my everyday supplies, and they are also perfect for holding plants. And again, thinking outside the box, baskets are great alternatives to wreaths, and if you get them at the thrift store, you can get them for less money and you can change them out for the season and give them a different look. And last but not least, let's talk about books, because I think that books are some of the best items for practical decorations. And I know this is an unpopular opinion, but I do like to buy books by color to complement my decor or the colors of the season we're in. And here I found a blue and a green book to add to our sunroom to carry on the colors that I have in this room. But I also like to use books in vignettes and make the space a little bit more interesting by adding a little color, ribbon, a feather, just something to make it a little bit interesting. And it also acts as a riser in a vignette to an object that may get lost in the vignette without the height. My husband helped me with this one and framed some book pages that I had found in a beautiful book with Audubon pictures. I haven't found the perfect spot for these pictures yet, but I think it is absolutely beautiful. But I will say, outside of color, the most important thing when choosing books is that they are actually great to read. That way, they look beautiful on display, and they are perfect for spending an afternoon lost in a good book. I would love for you to leave me a comment and let me know some of your practical decorations that you use around your home. And as always, friends, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy this content, please give it a thumbs up. It helps out our channel so much. And I look forward to seeing y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.